Welcome back to another week of anime spring 2026 tier list. We're almost done with spring. Summer is almost here. June 8th. Did you guys know yesterday was June 7th? 6-7? We're here to analyze and just, I don't know, it's not really analyzing. We're here to just get a feel for how I felt about the most recent weeks of anime. Monday to Sunday. Okay, what did we drop? We dropped this finally. Week after week, I've been saying, should I drop it? Should I drop it? What should I do, guys? Oh my god, what should I do? And then I got a bunch of copyright strikes. 8 bomboclat copyright strikes. Look at this. I made a video about it. 8 bomboclat! Holy! And the writing was in the wall. The writing was in the wall. It's kind of crazy how we actually got this far. You know what? You'll make it easier for me. At the end of the day, it is what it is. It's also very funny how the video where I explain it's over, I can't react to this anime anymore, did end up getting 20,000 views. And the coolest thing about here is that those 20,000 people, look at the sub to not sub ratio. It's straight up all from like my community, mostly, significantly. So it's really cool to see that like this is the pool of casual to semi-hardcore audience that will watch pretty much anything that well, not anything. These are the core audience that is been watching my channel and obviously are still around. When you specifically watch these anime, of course they can't watch every single one of them. And that is the bane of a seasonal anime reaction channel. You end up fragmenting your audience inevitably. It's a paradigm. It's a paradox. It's honestly, it's a problem, but it is how it is. But still, it's cool to see that like when I have general content, when it doesn't filter people out, it's cool to see like this kind of motion exists within my community. Anyways, it's dead. Kill Blue's dead. Overall takes about this. The opening was hype. aespa every week delivers some hype opening shit. That's pretty much it. The jazz soundtrack, also really nice. The fall off in the quality of the animation and the consistency in the direction is actually concerning. Not as crazy as a fall off like Water Magician. That was something fucking else. Kill Blue from the beginning was like a 7 to a 7.5 out of 10. And then kind of dropped to like a 6. And it is what it is. My cozy mid shonen, rest in peace. Alright, let's rate the actual episodes. This week, immediately to great. Probably will get promoted to peak later on. I am shocked. I'm genuinely shocked at how the story has changed for this show. I think a lot of people assume that this is gonna be just one of those, you know, trashy, fun, rom-com, you just enjoy it for the vibes. No, we're now tackling some heavy themes about a boy who's caught up in divorce and the trauma he has to deal with it, and how he's reminded of other people who has the family that he doesn't. It's actually like, whoa. They're not fucking around. They're getting really serious about it, and I respect it. I think it was a great episode, if not peak, and I hope that they can conclude in a satisfying way. Another great episode I'd say is Needy Girl. This shit blew my mind. Every episode I think is too abstract and quote-unquote performative for the casual audience. If you're not tapped into all these different references the media literacy is referencing and the storylines, that'll go over your head. But I thought that this whole season has been fucking amazing, and this most recent episode, the duel, the Karamazov duel, the intro part, the biblical reference of Judas and Jesus, you know, with Lollipop and Kawaii Angel, that shit was really well done. I'm kind of following. I don't understand everything, but it's enough for me to like be like, whoa, this kind of deep right now. And then the music performance was hype. The battle Yuri was extremely hype. And then the way that the crucifixion of Jesus happened with all the accessories that Lollipop has been gifted, man, it's been there this entire time. Kind of crazy. Now, I don't think we're over just yet, because even though Lollipop's like reaching out and saying, I want to save you, and Kawaii Angel is like, no, I don't want to be saved, and it seems like we have a positive resolution. Is it a positive resolution? The ending of the episode kind of hints at something else going on, so we'll see, because we still have a couple episodes left. Peak, though. Oh, I'll use Rent a Girlfriend again, because I do this for a ridiculous reincarnation. I think that, yeah, I don't think it's in here right now. I usually just pick this tier list just out of a whim. It's not here. So I'll use Rent a Girlfriend again. Remember, I don't put ridiculous reincarnation into the tier list because, honestly, the episodic nature of the stories are usually just here for me. The jokes go over my head. I can appreciate the experimental nature of it, but if I were to truly rate it, it'd be probably here or here, right? These recent episodes has been actually great though, genuinely. This direction of trying to figure out the actual like main story plot with the goddess, you know, what she was all about in the past, and now how our main character got caught up in it as a dog, and now he's kind of here as an irregular. Like the most recent episode felt like a finale. I actually kind of started to get nervous and started caring for the characters of like, oh my god, you know, he's like stuck in these other world and he keeps like looping, and can he get back to the goddess or not? Like it genuinely felt like, whoa, like a finale. Still got a couple episodes left, but man, the recent episode generally has been great. But remember, that's the context of this, okay? Class of the Elite, most recent episode I'd say was good. It's definitely a more mellow, chill episode. The Ibuki comedy was honestly ridiculously funny in a weird way. The more I thought about it, she's dehydrated eating beef jerky in the tent by herself. Anakoji tries to like help her out with the remaining water he has. The Ichika stuff in the beginning, glazing Anakoji about the white room, 4th gen, 5th gen was pretty interesting, about how the kids came out autistic. So Koji Papa was like, shit, let's put in basic communications. That was ridiculous. Kiryuin coming in, doing the hero landing pose, and just ore farming cool, but definitely the episode compared to the others is pretty lackluster. It's kind of a chill setup episode, and I think the next one this coming week is gonna be fucking insane. Tensura, this recent episode, I'd probably say it is probably here. Can I really in good faith that I say it was a great episode? I don't know. I think that the last part of Maribel pulling up was pretty interesting. But besides that, the excavation stuff, I don't really care. The lore about this place and how the elves turned to dark elves and how Milim crashed out, that was pretty cool. But it was a chill episode, and it's kind of getting sweaty now. I feel like next episode's going to be pretty great, and maybe it can be peak. A Sentence of a Bookworm, most recent episode. I would actually say this is great. This shit was really fun. Ferdinand went to deport a child because he's incompetent. Like that shit, whoa, every once in a while I just get caught off guard by the customs of this world, and Ferdinand just saying all this shit. I'm like, okay, dude. The lore about his family, you know, Sylvester's mom, you know, the bishop, the high or ex-high bishop's sister, right? Like it's getting dramatic, it's getting sweaty. Apparently she's like Veronica, you know, is like chained up right now in the prison, but I want to see more about her. Mine, Wilfred's being a piece of shit, but what do you expect from an actual kid? That's how you should expect a child to behave, so it is what it is. Overall, great episode. Love the pacing and the direction in that episode. It was constantly engaging and fun and dramatic. Nippon Sangoku. It was an episode of Misumi versus Taira again, and the Palace Guards. Minimum great. Minimum great. I put it probably over here. Not as crazy as the prior episodes, but still the showdown between Fatty Taira is always entertaining. Misumi's silver-tongued, quick-witted nature, it's just so cool to see. The political drama within the Emperor's Palace, always so tense because heads could go rolling at any time. Daemons of the Shadow Realm. The action sequences of Long Arm and Long Legs, pretty hype. Don't really care too much about the fight. I probably put it here. Like, the action is meh. I was more interested in about Seal and how we baited with Seal. The bluff was fun. The grandma was comedic. The grandma with the kitchen knife and dead of sniping was cool. The action was very polished. Some really nice background layer movement, zooming out, zooming in, really just setting the tone of the lost house and how just, you know, omnipotent this realm seems to be. I don't really care about the fight though. Even though I can appreciate the Sakuga, I hope that we can get more interesting story elements getting on. Liar Game. Shit, I'll put this to peak immediately. I have a soft spot for this anime because it's chopped, right? And at the end of the day, just rating it by animation quality, you gotta balance it out with the story elements and how much it aligns. And I think that beyond story alignment, which I think is outside production value, what about the storytelling? What about the adaptation? What about the directing? And now, stepping up, god fucking damn. It's actually really cool. It's been many, many episodes in the making, and this character is having this moment, like this monumental moment. Like this is her moment. She's popping off. Now Akiyama is like guiding her, but still, she is still executing the plans, and she's doing a really good job. Now it's actually like kind of scary if you think about how kind-hearted and naive she seems to be, yet she's not stupid, she's just gullible. And if she can utilize these strategies well, and everyone just expects this quiet little kitten to do nothing but cry in the corner, and she turns out to be a fucking tiger, that's what the most recent episode was. Fucking hype. And I think today's episode's gonna be even more fun. Iruma-kun most recent episode, I'd say, was probably just good. It was a pretty chill episode of Azaz and Iruma shopping. It kind of felt like the end of season 2, right? When Sullivan and Iruma went shopping, and then there was a big moment on the park bench with the sunset lighting. Like, they did it again. And I'm like, I see you guys. I wonder if they're gonna keep doing that. And you know what? If they do, fuck it. Let that be our iconic bench spot after we go shopping. The soulmate's best friend moment was kind of funny. What else is good? That was pretty much it. It was supposed to be just a chill episode, just downtime and solidifying Iruma's relationship with Clara and Azaz, and how Azaz got granted the soulmate title. Wonder what, you know, Clara will get. Marriage Talks in most recent episode, I personally enjoyed the fuck out of it. I would rate it beyond, yeah, probably, honestly, the more I think about how much fun I had, shit, it might be up there. The bird ball, like, man, many people just don't give a fuck about Marriage Toxin right now, and it's sad. Why? Because I think a lot of people only cared about it for the twist of the trap, you know, femboy. They don't really care about the character arcs or the Sakuga fights. It is what it is. To me, the bird ball fight was so well animated, so crazy, so bizarre. JoJo's coded as fuck. The Kumabear stuff happening, right? With like the maid, that was kind of funny too. The jokes are landing, the action was hype. I felt the aura, and I also felt bad for Birdball at the end, man. The baseball guy, like, he ended up being a sacrificial pawn, and it's just like, god damn, I actually ended up caring for him. Just like a in Peachy too, like his fucking Sakuga sequences, very like, what's it called? Yutapon coded, right? All the cubes falling off, the crazy background layer motion with the fucking impact frames. He's so cool. This truly is just the action Sakuga episode, huh? Definitely there is, I'd say this is more compelling to me than this. I don't think like this is bad though. It's like a subjective difference in the type of action, I guess, but when I look at this and this, the recent episodes, I think this was better to me. Doesn't mean this is bad. Witch Hat, most recent episode, I'm a bit conflicted because I think that I had higher expectations due to the creditless opening and ending scene. Usually these kind of episodes are supposed to be really insane, and I also kind of like set myself up thinking something dark and fucked up was gonna happen with Kifri and Tarta, considering how Kifri is. You will not tell a single soul. The episode ended up being a really chill, quiet episode that was supposed to highlight more of what Tarta is and his relationship with, you know, Coco. And it was beautiful. Tarta feels useless. He doesn't feel like he can do anything because of his silver eyes. Yet, with the help of Coco, he was able to use magic. And this was a big moment for him, and it was beautiful. And even though I can appreciate the aesthetic appeal and the direction and the quiet nature, I would say that it's probably just kind of here. It should be a peak episode, but it just, to me, again, I need something more that aligns with my interest. And that episode of Tarta, I don't hate Tarta, but it was a low-key episode. A really well-done low-key episode. It was beautiful. Just not the type of episode that I was expecting. Wistoria, it was peak. It was fucking peak. Wistoria was actually the flashback sequence, man. That was actually special. The more I think about like how well it was done, man, this show, beyond like the consistency and the quality of the animation, the direction and how much I care about the characters, like it makes me enjoy it a lot. Elfaria was so bratty and funny and trying to steal a kiss from Will. Will is clueless. And there's some really great action sequences that comes after that shows how the Wiz power, the anchoring has been happening all this time. Keridwen being Diddy Sensei, Julius being such a tsundere, but he cares a lot. And now we're entering the second bloom. I felt like the flashback sequence was just, again, so well done. When the wholesome, positive childhood moments were there, the art style was different. And then the moment that you start to get to the more horror, you know, dark side, the glitching, the tone, the soundtrack, it's art. Peak Storia, it is, but a lot of people will say that This is just Unga Bunga. And at the end of the day, those people are just salty niche anime enjoyers that are mad that their anime doesn't get glazed, while the others that do get glazed have consistent like animation quality, and the only thing that they have is to say, huh, action therefore bad. And ReZero to the top. To the top, of course. Now, let's think about it. Did the Aura Monster scene actually deliver? I don't think so, and I don't think it ever could have. It's kind of like Nokotan. Remember Nokotan, guys? So Nokotan was an anime that was about 2 summers ago, and it had some crazy viral marketing, right? Unreal Motion out of fucking nowhere. People were heralding this as the next coming of Nichijou, and fuck, it was going crazy. But the episode hasn't even aired yet. And now the bar has been raised so high, and everyone expecting something crazy to happen. Now, the difference between Nokotan and ReZero is that Nokotan was not able to... Not only did it not deliver on... Like basically, I think it did deliver a bit of the wacky shit, but then they started to develop all these side supporting characters that many people did not give a fuck about. They wanted to see the bizarre nature of what this dear girl is and see the cracked nature of it. And then the other episodes built up to stuff that no one really cared about, and by then people were gone. That example is different from ReZero because ReZero, even though it may not have lived up to expectations, like the viral marketing was there, but everything else about it is fucking amazing. It's so peak that like it's not a failure like Nokotan. But I'm just trying to like use this one example to show you the dangers of viral marketing. And I think that at the end of the day, if even the Nokotan situation, if this did not get the viral marketing, do you think that like it would have been better for the anime? Let me draw a graph. Hello, Misumi. Basically, what I'm trying to say is this. So the idea here is we have, I guess, overall motion and time as the axis, right? And Nokotan, I think motion was really fucking high, so that maybe in the beginning, right? With the viral marketing, right? It exploded, it basically just like exploded and then kind of like fell off here, right? Just like every show. It's a natural decline. This is with viral marketing, right? Viral marketing. But if it did not have the viral marketing, where would it have been? Would it have started here and then fallen off even down here? If that's the scenario, that's a worse scenario than letting people down. It's better to let people down and hype it up. Now, we don't know. Maybe it would have been something like this. Who knows? Maybe it would have just been consistent, and I don't know, maybe due to the lack of people shitting on it and saying, oh my god, it was overrated, a consistent hardcore niche of audience would have stuck around. I don't know, right? I'm just trying to provide you different options of like what this does. For ReZero, that's the Nokotan situation though, right? So at the end of the day, I like to think that even if people are let down, it's actually better to get expectations high. Because my goal is to make this show known to more people and for people to check it out. And the real people that actually do want to check it out and fuck with the show will stick around and watch. The people who were let down were just simply tourists that don't really care about the other nature of it. And if Aura Monster, that simple scene, was so bad that you don't want to watch ReZero, first of all, you were never the target audience. And you know what? Thank you for coming out and checking it out. But hey, don't let the door hit you on the way out. So what I'm trying to say is, again, right, is I think the Aura Monster, even if it was disappointing and didn't live up to the expectations, it was actually better that way. The amount of marketing, the amount of corporate marketing, whether it be Clash of Clans, KFC India, whether it be the LARPers on Twitter, where everybody just kind of talking community, organic engagement, the grassroots movement, and have ReZero have this kind of motion, and for people to come out and watch it. ReZero is on top right now. It is genuinely making headlines. It is highly fucking rated everywhere, and it's cool to see. So that's my overall take with Aura Monster. That at the end of the day, yeah, people were let down. It could have never lived up to the expectations, but it served its purpose and brought in a big audience in. And the story in the season 4 is so fucking good that I think majority are sticking around to watch it. And hey, it is what it is. And that's pretty much it. Now, let's try to recalibrate the tier list more. I think that the more I think about it, Needy Girl should be up here. I do. Like, beyond, and you know what? I think Needy Girl deserves to get up here. And maybe these two should be higher up, you know? Like, basically, I think there is a clear distinction. I think these were all really fun, but just to, like, make these two stand out, you know? Something like that. I'll put Wistoria and ReZero up here, and I think these actually do deserve it up here. Maybe this up here too? I don't know. But that's my overall feelings with this week's of anime. See you next time.